And welcome everyone to the City Ball Diamond for today's afternoon action between the Pratt Community College Beavers and your Heston Larks. Larks are taking on the Beavers, and the Larks looking to keep the momentum rolling after picking up the sweep last night over Fort Scott. They're in the midst of a four-game winning streak. That's right, four-game winning streak here for the Larks. And the batting order for Pratt today, shortstop Kenzie Anderson to lead things off. She's followed by Celeste Chavez, and Lexi Sanborn bats third. Shorty Castillo is the second baseman batting fourth, and Micah Trevino in the left field spot batting fifth. Danny Crumpler, right fielder, batting sixth, followed by Kiara Whitmore, and then Kaya Red batting eighth. Kelly Byers rolls the order over. For the Larks, they've got some pieces missing today. They've got some people on field trips. After all, student athletes come first. So defensively, Cassidy King in left field. Nis will patrol center. Jenna G is out there in right field. Paige gets a nod at the hot corner. Jessie's up the middle. She hasn't missed a game at shortstop. Malia Sandy over at second base. Jenna S will move to the right side over by first base. Reese McCurry behind the dish, and Kaylin Lastly on the pitching surface for the Larks. Hey fans, whether you're a fan of the Beavers, fan of the Larks, we want to hear from you. Love to hear from you. I'm a social guy. You can send me a text, 620-217-1465. Again, that number, 620-217-1465. It's right there on the screen. Feel free to text me. Shout-outs, questions, comments, who you are, who you're watching, where you're watching from. Would love to hear from you on today's beautiful day for softball. They're getting nicer and nicer as I'll check the temperature real quickly here. 72 degrees. It's the warmest day we've had to play softball yet this season. 72 wind will be blowing in, so we'll see how that affects the Larks. So the wind blowing in from left. I've got the numbers for the Larks. I tried to find numbers for Pratt, and the NJCA website was all sorts of dysfunctional while I tried to get those. Kaylin's numbers on the season, she is 4-1. She's appeared in 10 games, 8 starts for Kaylin, 2 complete games, 34 and 2/3 innings pitched. She's allowed 39 hits, 37 runs, only 18 of which were earned. 23 rocks by Kaylin to 14 strikeouts, but she does have an earned run average of 3.63. Kaylin's more of a pitch-to-contact pitcher. So here we go as we're leading things off, and I'm joined today at the broadcast table by DJ Matty O'Brien. So you guys have requests for music that we won't play or that you think we should play, let me know. Anderson will step in here, and away we go. Lark softball in action. Game 5 and 6 of the week. They'll take the weekend off and then roll up to Southeast Community College in Beatrice. And the first pitch is a strike to Anderson. Doubleheader at Southeast Beatrice, 4 and 6 on Monday, followed by dinner at Valentina's. Kaylin the 0-1, and that's on the ground at Paige. Paige smothers it, throws across to Jenna, and there's one away. So one out up onto the scoreboard. And that'll bring up Celeste Chavez. And Chavez has started off with a strike from Kaylin. We catch some rays today. That's tapped on the ground and fouled off of Chavez in the batter's box. And the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Kaylin deals, and there's a line drive that'll drop in for a base hit in front of Jenna G out there in right field, and Pratt with a runner on. Thank you, Eli. So runner aboard for the Beavers, and Lexi Sanborn coming to bat. On the ground, Kaylin knocks it down. She'll toss over. Larks get a an out. Runner moves up 60 feet. And they're 2 away here in our first inning. This will be cleanup hitter Shorty Castillo. And Castillo takes the ball. That pitch, outer corner for a strike, and our count evens up at 1 ball, 1 strike. In fact, if you have questions for Maddie, I'll throw Maddie under the bus. Text me the questions, she'll answer them. That's on the ground. Jenna with a nice backhand stab, and the Larks, after giving up a runner, getting a run on there, roll it over, and we'll go to the bottom of the first. No score here from the City Ball Diamond.
Adriana Ruiz from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Amy Bertado from Whittier, California. Anissa Aguilar, Hacienda Heights, California. Cassidy King from COCHRANVILLE, Pennsylvania. Chelsea Smith, Tacoma, Washington.
Jenna Garcia, Hutchinson, Kansas.
Jenna Schneider from Lodi, California.
Jessie Miranda from Turlock, California.
Caitlin Lastly from Salina, Kansas.
My name is Alexis Avalos, and I'm from Yucaipa, California.
Madison O'Brien, Zuni, Virginia.
Malia Sandy from Girard, Kansas. Paige Biddle from Sacramento, California.
Reese McCrary from Sacramento, California.
My name is Sadie Leatherman, and I'm from Couts, Indiana.
Shay Hoover, Potwin, Kansas.
We're going to the bottom of the first here. Lark batting order. Jessie Miranda lead things off. Jenna Garcia, Cassidy King all due up in the inning. Caitlin Lastly will bat 4th. Amy Brutado batting 5th. Paige batting 6th. Anissa Aguilar will bat 7th. Jenna Schneider batting 8th. And Malia Sandy batting 9th. As Reese is in the flex position, she's behind the dish. So Jessie digging in. Numbers for Jessie this season. And Jessie takes a ball. Updated numbers from yesterday. Jessie, 36 of 85, 28 runs scored. She's hitting .424, good for second place on the Lark lineup. 13 runs driven in, but she's stolen 23 bases. So a threat to run. And there's a little line drive, and Jessie dumps it into right field, and she is aboard. Larks with a lead-off runner, and that'll bring up Jenna Garcia. So Jenna coming to bat. So Jenna digging in. And Jenny takes a pitch upstairs. So the 1-0 coming up to J Money, as she's known. And Jessie swiping second. So Jenna G now well ahead, 2 balls, no strikes. Apparently Jen and I are going to fight. I don't know, that's what she said. I just roll with it. Jenna pulls back. Jessie with a big lead, and she'll dance back. And the count now 3 balls, no strikes. No outs. Jessie over at second for the Larks, bottom of the first. And that's ball 4, and Jenna walks on the free pass. So 2 aboard for Cassidy King. Cassidy 2 for 10 on this season, 200 batting average. But a chance to add to that right here. And Cass will bat from the left side. The struggle bus is real with the walk-up songs. Cass lays the bunt down, and it'll roll foul. Nice attempt there for Cassidy to try and drag one down or push one down the third baseline with the lefty. Two-sport athlete here, played volleyball for the last 2 years for Dee Landis. Cass pops the bunt up, but it will drop down, and it's a fair ball, and Cass lays down the bunt. She'll have an infield single, and the base is loaded for Kaylin Lastly, and none out here, top of the first. So, Kaylin, 28 for 81 on the season, 6 doubles, a home run, 21 runs batted in. She's hitting .346. And the first pitch from Otto is outside. Trevino's in left, Byers in center, Crumpler in right. Chavez at the hot corner, Anderson and Castillo up the middle, Sanborn over first base, Whitmore behind the dish, and this is Katie Otto on the pitching surface. And there's a strike in our count. Even at 1 ball, 1 strike to Kaylin. And that one stays down low. And our count 2 balls and a strike. Still not out, bases loaded, the meadow occupied, as we like to say. The nest is full. And Kaylin lays off the pitch high. 3 balls, 1 strike, and Otto struggling a little bit here for the Beavers. Changeup drops in for the strike, and we are full 3 balls and 2 strikes. Kaylin hammers 1 foul on the left side, and new life. The count, full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Otto getting her sign from her catcher, Whitmore. Kaylin fly ball right side. Coming on is Crumpler. Crumpler making the play. Jessie Miranda is going to score easily, and the Larks are on the board with a run on the sacrifice fly. So Kaylin gets an RBI on a sac fly. And that'll bring up Amy Bratato, the incredibly dangerous Amy Bratato. Average took a dip yesterday. Amy was struggling with the plate a little bit, but she's still hitting .448, 30 for 67, 6 home runs, and 27 runs driven in. And Amy takes a strike, and Cassidy will head to second base on the fielder indifference. And the 0-1. And Amy lays off, and the pitch drifting inside and catching the black for a strike. So Amy quickly behind 0-2. back and hammers that changeup foul. So Amy battling. Wind trying to swirl just a little bit. But a gorgeous day for softball. Temperature, that's the first time we've had a game this season where the temperature had a 7 in the front part of it. Amy swings through, and Amy retired on the strikes. And Paige Biddle coming up. Paige hit a bomb yesterday. She's 21 for 68 on the season, 3 home runs, 8 runs driven in. She has a chance to add to that with 2 outs. And that pitch drifting outside from Otto for 1 ball. The 1-0 drifts inside our count now. 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0, and Paige takes the strike in the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Nissa waiting on deck. Paige ducks out of the way, and they count 3 balls and 1 strike to the freshman. Big hitters count here for the freshman. Paige fly ball that may get out of play, got up into the wind, and over the dugout, and the count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. So full count here for Katie Otto. And Paige chases the changeup out in front. Otto gets a strikeout. Larks played a run. We've played an inning. We'll be back after this here on the Lark Network.
When we all work together to see what we can collaborate on and how things are going to work together.
I really love that moment when I see a student finally connect with their character. I stop seeing them and I begin seeing the character.
It was important for us to get a page up for managing the social media of the theater department, especially to show what's going on with the show, what's going on with future productions.
I can go in any direction that I want.
I want to give my best and I want to do my best here.
Pratt Community College, 0.
That happens every semester. The students actually do their own cooking. They also coordinate songs, coordinate dances. It gives our students a chance to say, these are the things that are great about my home country that I could bring to you.
College was the best decision that I could have made for the first 2 years of college. I'm a go-getter, a thinker, I like to be challenged, and I'm getting all that here at Heston. I'm living in a mod with people from all around the world, which is feeding my thirst for a broader worldview. I'm on a first-name basis with my teachers, which is really emphasizing this community that is so present at Heston. And so I'm really glad that I chose to start here at Heston College because I've been given the tools and the mindset to go everywhere.
And welcome back to the City Ball Diamond. We're heading to the top of the second. Left fielder Micah Trevino to start this off for the Beavers. It's so nice to be able to be wearing a t-shirt and shorts and not be cold. Maddie agrees with me. You and me both, kid. You and me both. Kalen starts Trevino off with a strike. The 0-1 coming up. That one skips down, and our count 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1, Kaylin getting her sign from Reese. A little bit high, and our count now 2 balls, 1 strike. Trevino waves at it, and the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. We'll have Lark baseball in action on Tuesday on the Lark Network, Lark softball on Thursday, and baseball on Saturday, I do believe. That's, of course, weather permitting. The weather is fickle in Kansas. The old saying, for those of you not familiar with Kansas weather, if you don't like it, wait 15 minutes. And it's true. So our count is full to Trevino. And Trevino looks at the pitch inside, and Kaylin walks the leadoff, or check the count is 3 balls, and that's what I thought. The count was 4. Yeah, Trevino walking. And they'll bring up right fielder Danny Crumpler. So leadoff runner aboard, none out here for the Beavers. Top of the second, and Crumpler is hit by Kaylin. And now 2 on. So Pratt's standing on the porch, knocking on the door. That one missing upstairs. And our count 1 ball and no strikes. Kaylin missing high again. And Whitmore, this is the catcher, Kiara Whitmore. Quickie ahead, 2 balls, no strikes. There's a strike on the outside corner, and the count now 2-1. Runner goes, and both runners on the delay. Steele move up. Count moves 2 balls, 2 strikes as Whitmore offered at it. Still none away. Top of 2. That's on the ground. Jenna Schneider tagging Jenna with a good heads-up play to make the tag and keep Trevino over at third base. Jennifer just a second thought about turning, but then realized she could make the tag and keep Trevino close. And 1 away for Kaya Red. And Red takes a pitch high for a ball. Again, we'd love to hear from you. Drop us a line, 620-217-1465. There's a strike on the outside half. And our count even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Maddie said she'll answer any question you guys have. The 1-1. Swing and a miss from Red. And the count quickly 1 ball and 2 strikes. with game number 5 and 6 for this week for the Larks. Strike 3 outside corner. Red goes down looking. And there are 2 outs. So the Larks are probably looking forward to the weekend off. And that'll bring up Kelly Byers, the center fielder, and the 9th hole hitter. And there's a strike on the outside corner from Kalen. That one's popped up. Malia can't come up with it. And a run comes home, and we're tied at 1. All tied up, 1 run apiece. Runners at the corners. And a ball to Kenzie Anderson. Time being called by the Larks. They want to talk something over real quick. We'll take this opportunity to take a quick break.
When we all work together to see what we can collaborate on and how things are going to work together.
I really love that moment when I see a student finally connect with their character. I stop seeing them and I begin seeing the character.
It was important for us to get a page up for managing the social media of the theater department, especially to show what's going on with the show, what's going on with future productions.
I can go in any direction that I want.
I want to give my best, and I want to do my best here.
Well, as we're back, the conference on the mound over. 1 ball, no strikes to Kenzie Anderson. Anderson grounded out her first at bat. Runners at the corners for the Beavers. That one misses too far outside. And Byers is allowed to take second on the fielder indifference. No stolen base for Byers. That one getting through. Reese, runner coming home, and Pratt has taken the lead on the passed ball. Two-two to Anderson. This is a non-conference game for both schools. That one misses outside, and Anderson aboard. And that brings up Celeste Chavez. So Chavez coming to bat with the runners at the corners. Pratt has taken the lead, and that's hammered on the ground and foul. This is not a conference game. Pratt plays Division I softball. Larks play Division II. Got text saying, looking good, Reese. That's on the ground to Jessie. Jessie vacuums up, tosses over, but some damage done. 2 runs come across. And the Beavers have taken the lead. We'll be back after this here on the Lark Network.
It was important to try to create community, enjoying the journey together. I think when the athletes on your team, they kind of understand that what we're doing is more than just performing well and winning the games. If you don't enjoy the journey, you're not going to enjoy the destination.
College was the best decision that I could have made for the first 2 years of college. I'm a go-getter, a thinker, I like to be challenged, and I'm getting all that here at Heston. I'm living in a mod with people from all around the world, which is feeding my thirst for a broader worldview. I'm on a first-name basis with my teachers, which is really emphasizing this community that is so present at Heston. And so I'm really glad that I chose to start here at Heston College because I've been given the tools and the mindset to go everywhere.
It's probably one of these chords. And welcome back here to the City Ball Diamond. Maddie's breaking things here as we're going to the bottom of the second. Just kidding. We have some chord issue here. Nis, Jenna, and Malia all do up here. Larks trail by a run after Pratt gets 2 in their half of the second. So we'll try and address those issues. I think it's actually the plug to the back, to tell you the truth. Yeah. So Nis digs in. Nis trying to heat up just a little bit. And Nis swings through the first pitch she sees from Otto. 1 strike. Nis 14 for 55, a double, 3 home runs, 8 runs driven in, and a .255 batting average. Nis second on the team, though, with 10 stolen bases. Nis hammers that one, couldn't wait quite enough, and she's quickly behind 0-2. That's fouled down the left field line. So, glad to see the 505s in the house texting already. Haven't seen the 540 yet, but we'll get there, I'm sure. That's Virginia's area code. Come on, Maddie, stay with me. There's a little slow roller, and that will just be in time. And there's one away. I should say one of the Virginia area codes. 1 out now for Jenna Schneider. And Jenna S. comes to the dish. Lots of Jennas on this team. I see the student section coming to the outfield student section, I should say. Yeah. And Jenna takes a strike. The 0-1 delivery, and Jenna on the ground, but that's played by Chavez. Chavez throw over to Sanborn in time. And the Larks 2 away in the bottom of the second. A big contingent of fans rolling into the outfield grass out there behind the fence. And Malia Sandy chasing the first pitch she sees and fouls it back to the fence. The 0-1. That's on the ground of the shortstop, Anderson. Anderson, backhand, throw over, not in time, and gets through. And Malia aboard after the error. And that brings up Jessie with 2 down. Jessie singled, the only Lark hit so far, the second one of 2 Lark hits. Cassidy had the bunt. And Jessie trying to get things started with 2 outs. 2 outs hits can be contagious. And Jessie looks to pitch upstairs. 1 ball. Last season on this field for the Larks. And that one misses outside, and our count 2 balls, no strikes. And it's the last season for Coach Sharp as well. Jess lays the bunt down, but it dribbles foul. And the count now Moves to 2 balls and 1 strike. Larks in what normally consists of their road jerseys today, red tops, gray pants. And that is a slow roller that will roll up to Anderson. Anderson can't play it, and Jessie's going to be aboard with a single. I don't think Anderson could have made the play, and that'll bring up Jenna G. So Jenna G drew a walk. 2 on, 2 out here for the Larks. So Jenna digs in. With 2 on, and Jenna looks at a pitch high and away for a ball. Beautiful April day. And that one misses low and away. And our count 2 balls, no strikes to Jenna. Jessie on first, Malia over at second. The 2-0 misses outside, and the count 3 balls, no strikes to the girl known as J Money. The 3-0. Too far out, and Jenna draws her second walk of the afternoon, and the bases are loaded for Cassidy King. So Cass digs in. And Cass laid a bunt down, takes a pitch low for a ball. 5 straight balls here from Otto. There's a strike, and the count even up at 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 coming up. Cass shoots one, but it will tail foul. And the count now moving. 2 1 ball and 2 strikes to the sophomore from Pennsylvania. The base is loaded. And Cassidy chasing, and the throw down in time. So Larks strand at 3. We've played 2. Pratt 2. Larks 1. Back after this.
Robbie Rod, Houston, Texas.
Brett Heichman, Lindsborg, Kansas.
Caden Bartlett, Amber, Oklahoma.
Caleb Stoll, Litchfield Park, Arizona.
Tatum Ferguson, Nassau, Bahamas.
Connor Leach, Erie, Colorado.
Dalton Woody, CIBOLO, Texas.
Dave Milburn from Lincoln, Nebraska.
David Berzins, Houston, Texas.
Dave Ryan, Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Dayton Watkins, Valley Center, Kansas.
Grant Bloyer, Winfield, Kansas.
Hudson Smith, Waukomis, Oklahoma.
Hugo Kinabuchi, San Diego, California.
Ian Leckie, Overland Park, Kansas.
Justin Durnall, I'm from Windsor, Colorado.
Kalen Haynes, Trophy Club, Texas.
Kendall Theory, Westlake, Louisiana.
Malachi Swartz, Overland Park, Kansas.
Naoki Ozumura, Tokyo, Japan.
Natty Solomon, Harrisonburg, Virginia.
Nick Platten from Adelaide, Australia.
Noah Roberts, Wichita, Kansas.
Omar Aguilar, Panama City, Panama.
Quinn Gettle, Joplin, Missouri.
Robert Salcedo, Puerto Rico.
Yusei Hando from Japan.
Tate Winfield, Kerrville, Texas.
Weston Murrow, Wichita, Kansas.
Yusuke Fuji, Japan.
Zach Duncan, Okima, Oklahoma.
And welcome back here to the City Ball Dime. We're heading to the top of the third. Pratt on top 2-1. Looks like Sadie Leatherman has moved into left field and Cass has moved to center. Lexi Sanborn takes a strike from McKaylin. And there's a strike again for Sanborn, and she's quickly behind 0-2. That one punched foul and out of play. And ball will roll over towards D'Angelo's Pizzeria, where the best pizza in Heston is served. The 0-2 one more time. And there's a ball. And I count 1 ball and 2 strikes. On the ground at Page. Page knocks it down, takes the time, throws across. Jenna can't come up with it. And Sanborn aboard on the error, second error of the contest against the Larks. See a couple new faces in the Lark dugouts. And Shorty Castillo coming to bat. Looks like they're going to bring in a runner. And Caitlin Reed coming in to run. See both Boo and Lexi in the dugout now for the Larks. As that pitch fouled back to the fence by Shorty Castillo. She grounded out her first at bat to end the inning in the first. Got a text during the break saying glad it's warm there, as that pitch misses outside because Pennsylvania has snow now gone and sleet. I'm really glad it's warm here too. Castillo has fouled off the bat. And our count 0-2. Count 1-2. Castillo fouls it off and out of play on top of the garage. 1 on, 1 out. One fouled back into the glove or off of the glove of Reese, and they count 1-2. That one fouled back again, and we're almost out of game balls. That one down in the dirt, good block by Reese. And our count 2-2. Bless you, by the way. fouls it off towards people warming up. Oh, downstairs, Reese knocks it down, gets away from Reese, and Sanborn takes second. We're full 3 balls and 2 strikes. Little flare out there will dump in front of Sadie. And the runner's at the corners now for the Beavers. With none out here in the top of the third, and the Beavers on top 2-1. Trevino drew a walk, stole a base, scored the first run of the game for the Beavers. Now she'll dig in, and that misses away. Runner goes, and a run coming home here for the Beavers. And they count now 3 balls, or excuse me, 3 runs now, excuse me. 3-1 now. Quick little meeting coming up. Count 1-1 to Trevino. That one missing outside, and I count 2-1 now to Mika Trevino. Mika Trevino, excuse me. Trevino, man, it knocks it in a little pop to Malia. Malia with a jumping catch. And there's one away. Right fielder Danny Crumpler coming to bat. As we're in the third, and the Beavers leading 3-1. That pitch outside for a ball. Crumpler was hit by a pitch in her first at-bat. That's a line drive. Jessie snags it. Nobody covering second. Nice play there by the shortstop. And there's 2 outs. Kiara Whitmore grounded out to Jenna G. Excuse me, Jenna S. over their first base. And there's a pitch that catches the black for a strike. Runner taking off. Pitch was in the dirt. Swing and a miss. And I count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Whitmore offers, but a run scoring. And Pratt has the 3-1 lead. We'll be back with the bottom of the third after this.
Robbie Rod, Houston, Texas.
Brett Heichman, Lindsborg, Kansas.
Caden Bartlett, Amber, Oklahoma.
Caleb Stoll, Litchfield Park, Arizona.
Tatum Ferguson, Nassau, Bahamas.
Connor Leach, Erie, Colorado.
Dalton Woody, CIBOLO, Texas.
Dade Milburn from Lincoln, Nebraska.
David Berzins, Houston, Texas.
Dave Ryan, Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Dayton Watkins, Valley Center, Kansas.
Grant Bloyer, Winfield, Kansas.
Hudson Smith, Waukomis, Oklahoma.
Hugo Kinabuchi, San Diego, California.
Ian Leckie of One Park, Kansas.
Justin Durnall, I'm from Windsor, Colorado.
Kalen Haynes, Trophy Club, Texas.
Kendall Theory, Westlake, Louisiana.
Malachi Swartz, Overland Park, Kansas.
Naoki Izumura, Tokyo, Japan.
Natty Solomon, Harrisonburg, Virginia.
Nick Platten from Adelaide, Australia.
Noah Roberts, Wichita, Kansas.
Omar Aguilar, Panama City, Panama.
Quinn Gettle, Joplin, Missouri.
Robert Salcedo, Puerto Rico.
Yusei Hando from Japan.
Tate Winfield, Kerrville, Texas.
Weston Murrow, Wichita, Kansas.
Yusuke Fuji, Japan.
Zach Duncan, Okima, Oklahoma.
And welcome back to the City Ball Diamond here in Heston. I think my buddy Ryan from Florida texted me. Hi, Ryan. And that'll bring up Kalen Lastly. Kalen had a sacrifice fly that scored the only run of the game so far for the Larks. Gorgeous day here, 72 degrees. Wind from the south feels a lot better. And Kalen takes a pitch high and tight for 1 ball. DP, Amy Bertato on deck. The 1-0, too far outside, even though Whitmore tried the frame job. So the count 2 balls, no strikes here, pitcher versus pitcher. And Kalen takes the strike. And our count 2-1.
Alright, 1-4, let's go, Kay.
Few mare's tails, high clouds. Wonder if we won't get any rain. They're talking about getting some rain tomorrow. Lark golfers are in action this weekend. Kalen takes a strike in her half. They'll play here in Heston tomorrow, and on Sunday they'll travel down to Newton to play Sand Creek Station for the Bethel College Invitational. It's a 2-day event. Count 2 balls, 2 strikes here for Kalen. Strike 3, inner corner. Kalen frozen at the dish. That's the 4th strikeout of the contest here for Otto. That brings up Amy Bertato. Amy struck out. Got a text saying, "Go Kalen from Mom watching online." Amy on the ground at the shortstop. Anderson throws over, and they're 2 away. Page coming to bat here in the 3rd. And Paige and I are going to have a talk about her choice of walk-up music, because I believe that is quite annoying. And the count, the 2-out first pitch is high to Paige. That went down in the dirt, and Paige quickly ahead. 2 balls, no strikes here to Otto. 2 away here, bottom of the third. And Page takes a pitch outside. And our count 3 balls and 2 strikes. That one downstairs. Page draws a walk, and the Larks have a runner aboard. So the Larks have had runners in every inning so far. And this is Sadie Leatherman. Sadie subbed in for Nis and went to the outfield. And Sadie takes a pitch inside for a ball. 5 straight now for Otto. Sadie 17 for 68, 4 home runs or 4 triples, 4 home runs, 9 runs batted in, a .250 batting average here for Sadie on the season. Sadie lifts it, but it's gloved by the third baseman Chavez, and Larks go fairly quietly in the third.
Adriana Ruiz from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Amy Bertado from Whittier, California.
Anissa Aguilar, Hacienda Heights, California.
Cassidy King from COCHRANVILLE, Pennsylvania.
Chelsea Smith, Tacoma, Washington.
Jenna Garcia, Hutchinson, Kansas.
Jenna Schneider from Lodi, California.
Jessie Miranda from Turlock, California.
Caitlin Lastly from Salina, Kansas.
My name is Alexis Avalos, and I'm from Yucaipa, California.
Madison O'Brien, Zuni, Virginia.
Malia Sandy from Girard, Kansas.
Paige Biddle from Sacramento, California.
Reese McCrary from Sacramento, California.
My name is Sadie Leatherman, and I'm from Couts, Indiana.
Shay Hoover, Potwin, Kansas.
And welcome back here to the City Ball Diamond as we're into the top of the fourth. Beavers leading the Larks 3-1. My buddy Ryan asked me how the weather is here. And I'm telling you what, Ryan, it is spectacular. 72 degrees right now. A little bit of south wind, nothing we're not used to here in Kansas. And we're into the fourth with Kaya Red coming to bat. Byers and Anderson all due up here for Pratt. Pratt about an hour and a half away. And the day, very nice. Another strike on the inside to Red from Kane Lastly. Looks like Lex has moved over to center field now for the Larks. So Lexi Avalos in the game. And that one missing downstairs. And our count 1 ball, 1 strike. That's hammered on the ground, foul. Down the left field line, and Red behind. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Spectacular day here in Kansas. It's supposed to be pretty nice tomorrow. Chance of rain, though. We can always use a little bit of rain tomorrow evening. Enough rain that they've moved the golf tournament tee time to 10 o'clock instead of the afternoon, as that one just misses inside. And our count 2 balls and 2 strikes. That one stays outside of the zone, and the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. That is on the ground at Malia. Sandy Malia plays and tosses over. And there's an out for the Larks defensively in the top of the fourth. Byers reached first on an error. Larks have committed 3 errors so far, and she takes a strike to start the at-bat from Kaylin Lashley. There's a strike on the outside half, and Byers quickly behind 0-2. That one's lifted, and Jessie plays it quickly and quietly under. And 2 outs. Top of the order, Kenzie Anderson. One stays too far in. Anderson drew a walk in her last at bat. She's 0 for 1. Grounded out and drew a walk. Anderson taps it foul back to the fence, and the count quickly even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Beautiful Friday night. That's on the ground into the fence, and our count 1-2 to Anderson. 2 away, top of the fourth. Larks trailing by 2. Going down in the dirt, Reese with a block. And our count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Too far out from Kaylin. Our count now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. On the ground and foul past Page. It's a long at bat. On the ground, Kaylin. The underhand toss, and the Larks force the Beavers to go quickly and quietly. 1-2-3. We've played 3.5. Beavers in front, 3-1. Back after this on the Lark Network.
Robbie Rod, Houston, Texas.
Brett Heichman, Lindsborg, Kansas.
Caden Bartlett, Amber, Oklahoma.
Caleb Stoll, Litchfield Park, Arizona.
Tatum Ferguson, Nassau, Bahamas.
Connor Leach, Erie, Colorado.
Dalton Woody, Cibolo, Texas.
Dave Milburn from Lincoln, Nebraska. David Berzins, Houston, Texas.
Dave Ryan, Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Dayton Watkins, Valley Center, Kansas.
Grant Bloyer, Winfield, Kansas.
Hudson Smith, Waukomis, Oklahoma.
Hugo Kinabuchi, San Diego, California.
Ian Leckie, Overland Park, Kansas.
Justin Durnall, I'm from Windsor, Colorado.
Kaylin Haynes, Trophy Club, Texas.
Kendall Theory, Westlake, Louisiana.
Malachi Swartz, Overland Park, Kansas.
Naoki Ozumura, Tokyo, Japan.
And welcome back to the City Ball Diamonds. We're in the bottom of the fourth. Jenna Schneider, Malia Sandy, and Jessie Miranda all due up here for the Larks. Larks trailing by 2. On this, what's turning into a really nice day for softball. Finally have some sun Some high clouds, though. Probably going to bring in some rain this weekend, potentially. But it's nice to have 70-degree weather. Jenna grounded out to short in her first at-bat. And she takes a pitch low for a ball. The 0-1, missing now, or the 1-0, misses downstairs, and our count now 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0. There's a strike in her half, and the count 2 balls and 1 strike. The 2-1 delivery coming up. Lifted, left center, going back up, and that's out of here. Jenna Schneider puts one on the board with a solo shot home run. Just clearing the fence, and the Larks have a run on the bomb, and they trim the lead to 1. So Jenna goes deep here in the bottom of the 4th. Leadoff home run for the Larks. Larks have used the long ball quite often this season. That is home run number 22 for the Larks on the season. And I'll bring up Malia Sandy. So Malia digging in. Jessie on deck. And the Larks have trimmed the lead to 1. And Malia on the ground. That'll be a CNI single past the diving shortstop. And so the Larks come away and they have a runner, none out, for Jessie Miranda, who's 2 for 2. Pair of singles for Jessie. So Jessie digging in. Jessie offers at it and takes a strike. Chavez cheating in, playing against the bunt down the 3rd base line. Jessie lays the bunt down. That will bounce foul, and Jessie quickly behind 0-2. Jenna G, the walk machine on deck. She's drawn a pair of walks today. And the 0-2 delivery. Too far outside, and high in our count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 coming up. Jessie fouls it off and stays alive as she's trying to do some damage to the fence surrounding the house right here next to the city ball diamond. On our count, 1-2. Jessie lays off as that pitch drifts upstairs, and our count 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2. Jessie on the ground. Larks thinking about 2. Nobody's there. Excuse me, Boover Sandmore didn't know what to do. And Jessie aboard with what's going to turn into a single. No play on the board. Sanborn thinking too, nobody covered. She turned back and Jessie was already at the bag. And that brings up Jenna Garcia, who's drawn a pair of blocks today. Got a text saying, nice job, Jenna, love dad after the bomb. And Jenna Garcia pulls back and takes the ball. Jenna's been walked twice on 4 pitch at-bats. So J Money digging back in. 2 on and none out here. That one stays upstairs. And the count, 2 balls, no strikes. Jenna offers at the bunt, and that is the first strike for her today. And I count 2 balls and 1 strike. Lark's trying to manufacture something after trimming the lead. Got text from Noah saying, go Jessie, love you. Okay, thanks Noah. Jenna lays the bunt down, fouls it off. I believe that's Noah Roberts. Is that Noah Roberts that texting? Yeah, that's what I thought. I figured as much. I had pizza with them the other night. Enjoyed ourselves. And they count 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's on the ground, and that will be a base hit into right field. Jenna has a single, and Jenna is going to have an RBI. As Malia comes around, Jenna takes second on the throw. Jessie goes to third, and we're all knotted up here at 3 runs apiece. And that brings up Lexi Avalos as Lex stepping in for Cass. And we're all tied up at 3 runs apiece. Quick little conference out there on the mound. So, next week in action for the Lark Network, we'll have baseball on Tuesday, softball on Thursday, and baseball back on Saturday. Of course, that's weather permitting here from the always adventurous ride that is Kansas spring weather. Trees starting to bloom out. We're all tied up. No outs here in the 4th for Lexi Avalos.
All right, let's go 5.
So Lex digging in for her first at-bat. And Lex takes a pitch upstairs for a ball. Lex, the 3rd leading hitter on the Lark team, 31 for 85. 7 doubles, 3 triples, 2 home runs, 23 runs driven in, and a 365 batting average. So Lex can fill a stat sheet. And Lex looks at a pitch outside and I count 2 balls, no strikes. So the 2-0 coming up here to Lex. And that one misses down and away, and Lexi quickly ahead 3 balls and 2 strikes. So a 3-0 pitch. And that will be a strike on the outside corner. Lexi was taking all the way. And they count 3-1. There's a strike on the outside corner. Good pitch from Otto coming back here. And we're full 3 balls and 2 strikes. Lex lifts one. That's right field. And that is off the fence. Lex is going to have a double. 1 run is in. And Jenna stays. She had to stay over there at 3rd. So Lex has the double, a run driven in, and the Larks now lead 4-3. and still none out here in the fourth. Back-to-back singles, or that's 4 straight hits for Larks. Don't mind me, math is hard. And that brings up Kaylin lastly. Kaylin 0 for 1, 2 on, and none away. That one misses downstairs. That one upstairs in the zone for a strike and count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kaylin on the ground. That's through the glove of Castillo over there. 1 run is in. Lexi Avalos never stopped, and she's aboard. Kaylin reaches first on the error, and 2 runs come in. And the Larks tack up 2 more. And they now lead 6-3. 5 runs across in the inning, and this is Amy Brotado coming to bat. So Amy digging it. Amy in a little bit of a funk. Swinging the bat over the last couple games. And she'll take a big pitch inside for a ball. That one misses downstairs in the count. 2 balls, no strikes here to Amy. Amy lifts it, and hasta lasagna, and don't get any on you, that's gone. Amy hits a 2-run home run, no doubt about that. And the Larks tack up 2 more. We still don't have an out in the inning, and that is going to bring a conference to the mound as Amy hits her 7th home run of the day, or of the game, or the year, excuse me. 7th home run of the year, 29 RBIs now for Amy, 8-0. And that will close the book on Otto, and coming into pitch will be Lexi Sanborn. So Sanborn moves to pitch. And Otto goes over to first base. 7 runs in the inning. It's still none out as Larks have opened up an 8-3 lead. And we'll take a short break and be back after this.
When we all work together to see what we can collaborate on and how things are going to work together.
I really love that moment when I see a student finally connect with their character. I stop seeing them and I begin seeing the character.
It was important for us to get a page up for managing the social media of the theater department, especially to show what's going on with the show, what's going on with future productions.
I can go in any direction that I want.
I want to give my best, and I want to do my best here.
And welcome back here to the City Ball Diamond. Pitching change for the Beavers. 7 runs in the inning for the Larks. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Still none away, and this is Paige Biddle with Sadie Leatherman to follow. As Paige will dig in. Got a text saying, "Way to play, Jenna. We love you," from the 505. The 505 in the house. New Mexico. And that's on the ground, and backhand by Chavez. Chavez throw over, and Paige is retired in the first out of the inning recorded here. And that'll bring up Sadie Leatherman. Sadie lined out in her last at-bat. 1 away for and Sadie takes a pitch upstairs, 1 ball. Sadie lifts it foul into the poor tree behind us that has been taking a beating as of late. And our count: one ball, one strike. Sadie fights the change off and just over us. If that ball was closer, I'm going to make the play.
All right, Sadie, right here, babe.
And the count: 1 and 2 to Sadie. Sadie looks at one outside in our count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sadie looks upstairs, and we're full 3 balls and 2 strikes. So after being down in the count early, Sadie has battled all the way back. And the count: 3 and 2. Sadie fights it off again, and the long at bat one more time. That ball will cross Knott Street and roll all the way out to the Old Town Square, which houses D'Angelo's, Daylight Donuts, the Heston Record, among others. Delivery. Downstairs, ball 4. Sadie works her way aboard. And that'll bring up Jenna Schneider, who started off the inning with a solo home run. So runner aboard, 1 away in the 4th, and the Larks doing their best to ruin my scorebook. So Jenna started the inning off with a bomb, and she takes a strike. The wind blowing the dust right at us. Jenna lifts it, and that could be trouble. That'll be a base knock for Jenna. Sadie will hold it second. Jenna lofted one. The dying quail that drops into the grass is a base knock, and that brings up Malia Sandy. Malia had a base hit. And 2 aboard here for the Larks with 1 away in the bottom of the 4th. 7 runs so far for the Larks, as Sanborn will work. And there's a strike to Malia. The 0-1. That's too far outside. And our count now even: 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 coming up. And Malia takes the strike, and the count now: 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jessie waits on deck, where she's 3 for 3 this afternoon. Her average will climb towards 450. That's a little tapper. That's fair. That's going to be all kinds of trouble. And Malia lays down the 4-foot single, but she's aboard. And the bases are loaded for Jessie Miranda. And Jessie singled her last at bat in this inning. Bases loaded, the nest is full, the meadow occupied. And Jessie runs her way out the slapper to a ball. Jessie 3 for 3 this afternoon. Jessie on the ground, hard hit. Play coming home, and the force out is recorded as the fielder's choice puts an out on the board. And that brings up Jenna Garcia, who singled her last at bat. And Jenna takes a strike on the changeup from Sanborn. Jenna got herself an RBI. She's 1 for 1 with a ribby, 2 pair of walks. She's been on base all 3 times. Her on-base percentage this game is 1 billion. And that one stays too far outside, and I count 1 ball, 1 strike. Jenna shoots one foul on the left side, and I count 1 and 2.
Alright, Jenna, let's go 1-7.
13th hitter sent to the plate in this inning for the Larks. And they count 1 and 2. I went downstairs in the dirt, and the Larks will have to stay at home. No one can move out with the bases loaded. Payoff pitch. Jenna lifts it. Excuse me, it wasn't the payoff pitch, it was a 2-2 pitch. It was the Deuces Wild pitch, and will be still Deuces Wild.
Way to battle, Jenna.
Jenna, another long at bat. And the 2-2. Strike 3 called on Jenna. But the Larks send scoring 7. We'll go to the top of the 5th. Larks now lead 8-3. Back after this.
Adriana Ruiz from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Amy Bertado from Whittier, California.
Anissa Aguilar, Hacienda Heights, California. Cassidy King from COCHRANVILLE, Pennsylvania.
Chelsea Smith, Tacoma, Washington.
Jenna Garcia, Hutchinson, Kansas.
Jenna Schneider from Lodi, California.
Jessie Miranda from TURLOCK, California.
Kaylin Lastly from Salina, Kansas.
My name is Alexis Avalos, and I'm from Yucaipa, California.
Madison O'Brien, Zuni, Virginia.
Malia Sandy from Girard, Kansas.
Paige Biddle from Sacramento, California.
Reese McCrary from Sacramento, California.
My name is Sadie Leatherman, and I'm from Couts, Indiana.
Shay Hoover, Potwin, Kansas.
And welcome back to the top of the 5th. Larks send 13 hitters to the plate in the last inning, scoring 7 runs. And here we go into the top of the 5th for Celeste Chavez. Chavez 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out. Again, you guys a fan of the Beavers, fan of the Larks, love to hear from you. 620-217-1465. Big shout out to former Hessen College basketball coach Tim Schwarzenegger, as he was named athletic director of Pratt. So Tim will be taking over administration down there. We wish him the best of luck. That one missing downstairs to Chavez. 1 ball as Kalen coming to work with a 5-run lead. That one stays high, and our count 2-0 to Chavez. That one popped up. Thank you. Making the play over here. Said I'd make the play if I had room. And the count 2-1. That's on the ground, past Paige, fair ball. That ball hammered past Paige. Chavez thinking too. She's on her way, and she'll pull into second with the double. Toby, I said, you give me a shot, I'll make the play. So Chavez aboard, Sanborn now pitching, coming to bat. That's on the ground, hard hit back up the middle. Beavers may score a run. Lexi uncorks a throw, and that will be cut off by Jenna. And a single scores a run for the Beavers. And they have cut the lead to 8-4 with none away for Shorty Castillo. There's a strike on the outer half from Kaylin Lashley. There's another pitch from Kaylin, is a strike to Castillo. Castillo quickly behind, 0-2. So run came across, 8-4 our score. And the payoff pitch, as Castillo offers, and she's out as the first base was occupied. And one away. Mika Trevino coming to bat. Trevino on the ground. Kaylin Lashley will go to first base, make the Larks get the lead runner, or the trailing runner, I should say, excuse me, on the ground out with 2 away. And that brings up Danny Crumper, right fielder. And there's a pitch outer corner for a strike to Crumper. So in all the years of doing Lark softball, that was the first foul ball I had gotten to make a play on. That's on the ground. Jessie, the backhand throw from all the way deep in the hole, and that nice play by Jessie. Even though the Larks surrender a run, they go to the bottom of the 5th, leading 8-4. We're back after this here on the Lark Network.
Generation is on the forefront because of different discoveries in genetics and chemistry. I have a professor that's passionate about it. It helps me kind of realize the potential of the field.
What are problems that you, as you grow up as students, are going to have to deal with? And the more informed you can be, the better prepared you're going to be. There's this constellation of different interests that students often have and are able to move out and head in different directions.
It was important to try to create community, enjoying the journey together. I think when the athletes on your team, they kind of understand that what we're doing is more than just performing well and winning the games. If you don't enjoy the journey, you're not going to enjoy the destination.
And welcome back to the City Ball Diamond as we're into the bottom of the 5th. Larks leading 8-4. And Lexi Avalos coming to bat here for HC. So Lex comes to bat here in the 5th. And Lex takes a pitch low, 1 ball. She doubled a run in her first at bat. Kalen waiting on deck. Lexi on the ground with the shortstop, Anderson. Anderson has to come up with, they can't make the play, and Lex aboard on the error. I have Pratt for 2 errors so far. And Lex aboard for Kalen Lastly. So Kalen will dig in. Amy's on deck. And Kalen takes a strike. And Kalen lays off the pitch high on the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wind blowing from the left field corner across the diamond, but the wind's starting to lay down. Kalen takes a strike. Kalen 0 for 3, but does have a sacrifice fly and an RBI today. 0 for 2, excuse me. Change up. And Lexi slipping in. She is safe. And Lexi swiping second base. And Lex has her 2nd stolen base of the season. Which is kind of surprising, but when you have 12 extra base hits, Kalen, fly ball right side, could be trouble if it stays fair, and it will drift foul. I was trying to finish my thought. When you have 12 extra base hits, not often you're going to be in a stealing situation. And our count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So, none away, 1 runner on second base for the Larks here in the bottom of the 5th. And the pitch, too far outside. And our count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. So a payoff pitch forthcoming here for Sanborn. Kalen lifts it, center field. Camping underneath is Byers. Byers will make the play. Lexi thought about tagging Byers, showing off her cannon. Gets through. And Lexi stays at second. And 1 out. Amy Bertato hit a 2-run moonshot of a bomb last time. As she's moved to 7 bombs and 29 ribbies on the season. And Amy takes a pitch outside. And the count 1-0. That changeup doesn't change and doesn't drop in the count. 2 balls and no strikes to Amy. As the last home run Amy hit was no doubt about it. Amy lifts a laser beam out there to left center field. It will be off the fence. It will be a long single, but an RBI as Amy rips a shot, and the Larks add a run. And Paige Biddle coming to bat. She's 0 for 2. And Reese will come in to run for Amy. Larks in front by 5, 9-4 as they get a run back. This Lark team can score some runs. They hit, as a team, 319. They've scored 155 runs on the season. Opposition only scoring 138. That's a good number. That's hammered on the ground. Third baseman can't come up with the throw across, but in time. Chavez had some problems, but gets enough of it. And a good throw from Chavez. And there are now 2 outs for Sadie Leatherman. Sadie is 0 for 1. She lined out, drew a walk, and then was forced out after her walk. She got to third base. And that pitch misses downstairs to Sadie. In the 5th, lots of action, so this game taking a while. Sadie lifts at center field, going back, Byers, and that's out of here. Sadie gets a home run. That one just got up and kept on going, and Sadie hits a home run. And a 2-run bomb for Sadie with 2 outs, and the Larks now lead 11-4, and that brings up Jenna Schneider. 3rd bomb of the game for the Larks. That one just kept traveling. If this was Colorado, it'd be thin air, but Sadie got enough of that one that just got up and out. 3 runs now across here for the Larks, and they lead 11-4 with 2 away here in the 5th. And Jenna will come to bat. So in the last 2 innings, Jenna's come to play 3 different times. And that went downstairs in the dirt for a ball. Jenny hit a home run, drew a walk in the 4th. That's in 1 inning. And Jenna hammers one past the second baseman. Castillo can't come up with it. And Jenna aboard with the single. And that brings up Malia Sandy. And Madison playing the walk-up song to drive me nuts, and it's working. Short drive, but that's how we roll here on the Lark Network. As Shea will come in to run for Jenna. (11-4) our score. Thank you. And Malia coming to bat. Couple of singles on the day for Malia. She's 2 for 3. As Coach Sharp trying to figure out what they want to do. As Shea's over at first base running for Jenna. And Shea does represent the winning run for the Larks. 11-4 the score. And Malia swings through a hefty hack at that pitch, 1 strike. Got a text saying, nice job, Sadie, love Mom. Sadie Lady from Mom. Malia lifts it, and that'll be foul and out of play. And Malia now behind the count 0-2. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Larks leading 11-4. Malia looks at one outside. Whitmore giving her best job trying to frame it, but just too far outside, couldn't pull it back. And Malia lifts it. That's on the infield, and the pop out recorded by Chavez. But the Larks played 3. We've played 5. Larks lead 11-4. We're back after this here on the Lark Network.
Adriana Ruiz from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Amy Bertado from Whittier, California.
Anissa Aguilar, Hacienda Heights, California.
Cassidy King from COCHRANVILLE, Pennsylvania.
Chelsea Smith, Tacoma, Washington.
Jenna Garcia, Hutchinson, Kansas.
Jenna Schneider from Lodi, California.
Jessie Miranda from TURLOCK, California.
Kaylin Lastly from Salina, Kansas.
My name is Alexis Avalos, and I'm from Yucaipa, California.
Madison O'Brien, Zuni, Virginia.
Malia Sandy from Girard, Kansas.
Paige Biddle from Sacramento, California.
Reese McCrary from Sacramento, California.
My name is Sadie Leatherman and I'm from Couts, Indiana.
Shay Hoover, Potwin, Kansas.
And welcome back here to the City Ball Diamond. 11-4 our score as we're in the top of the 6th. And Amy Bertado coming in to work for the Larks with a 7-run cushion. Whitmore on the afternoon, she's 0 for 2. And that pitch outer corner for a strike to Whitmore. That one's lifted, and that will hit the top of the dugout and head across the street. All the way across the street, not street. And the count 0-2. Amy getting her sign from Reese. Going downstairs, Reese with a block. And the count, still riding 0-2. Whitmore lays off the high change. Give her credit because she really held off on the swing. She wanted to swing, but pulls it back. Fly ball, and that will be out of play left side for a foul ball. Sadie is over in left, like we said. Lex in center, and Jenna G in right. Still the 0-2 coming up. That's lifted. Tapper, Malia can't come up with it. And Whitmore aboard after the error by the Larks. Four errors now by my count against the Larks. And this is red, and red fouls it back to the fence. Red's 0 for 2 in the 0-1. Swing and a miss, and she's quickly behind 0-2. That one bouncing down. Reese can't find it. And Whitmore moves to second on the wild pitch. Time to stretch and stand a little bit here. Whitmore missing, or excuse me, Amy misses outside. And our count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runner at second for the Beavers. That one misses a little bit high, and our count rides full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. So the count full, 3-2. Lifted, and that one is back and out of here. A home run for Red, and the Beavers put 2 up on the homer. (11-6) the score as we're in the 6th. And none out here for Kelly Byers. Byers reached on an error, got to second on fielder indifference, was stranded at third in the first, and popped out to Jessie in the 4th. And she'll take a strike. (11-6) our score. That's on the ground at Malia. Malia plays it over and in time, and an out recorded. 1 out here in our 6th. And that'll bring up Kenzie Anderson, the shortstop for Pratt. 0 for 2, did draw a walk. Pair of ground outs for Anderson. And she takes a pitch outside.
Alright, 2-4 right here, Bernardo.
Sun's starting to slip behind some high clouds. And a swing and a miss on the changeup, but still a lovely afternoon for softball. We were so overdue for one of these. That's a little flare. Jessie with a glove, with an ice cream cone catch by Jessie. Taking away a potential base hit, and there are 2 outs.
Nice job, Jess.
So the ice cream man serving up a cone to Jessie, and it comes out for an out. And Chavez steps in. She is fouling one back. Chavez 2 for 3, having herself a pretty good day at the dish. A double and a single. And there's a strike at the knees, and the count quickly 0-2. That's a little flare. And Leah will make the play. After a 2-run home run, the Larks limit the damage. We've played 5.5. Larks leading 11-6.
Robert Rod, Houston, Texas.
Brett Heichman, Lindsborg, Kansas.
Caden Bartlett, Amber, Oklahoma.
Caleb Stoll, Litchfield Park, Arizona.
Tatum Ferguson, Nassau, Bahamas.
Connor Leach, Erie, Colorado.
Dalton Woody, Cibolo, Texas.
Dade Milburn from Lincoln, Nebraska. David Berzins, Houston, Texas.
Dave Ryan, Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Dayton Watkins, Valley Center, Kansas.
Grant Bloyer, Winfield, Kansas.
And welcome back here to the City Ball Dime. Bottom of the 6th, Larks leading 11-6. At top of the order, Jessie Miranda, Jenna Garcia, and Lexi Avalos all coming up. So Jessie's having herself a day. She's 3 for 4 in this contest. Jessie hammers one, and Castillo has to sit down on it, but Castillo does make the play. Jenna G, 3 for 4 as well. Or excuse me, 2 for 3. No, check that again. Jenna has a pair of walks, a single, and a strikeout, 1 for 2. Scorebooks are hard. And Jenna takes a strike. Jenna swings through, and Jenna quickly behind 0-2. Jenna fouls it back and out of play. And the count remaining 0-2 to Jenna. Ball too far outside. And the count 1-2. Jenna, little flare, but it's gloved by the third baseman on the pop. And it brings up Lexi Avalos. Lex 1 for 2 with a double, and she reached on an error. As 2 outs here in the 6th. Some of the student contingent out in right field heading to supper. As we're rapidly approaching the supper hour at 6 till 6. And that is a light drive, but gloved by second baseman Castillo. And we'll go to the bottom of the top of the 7th. Larks leading 11-6.
Adriana Ruiz from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Amy Bertado from Whittier, California.
Anissa Aguilar, Hacienda Heights, California. Cassidy King from COCHRANVILLE, Pennsylvania.
Chelsea Smith, Tacoma, Washington.
Jenna Garcia, Hutchinson, Kansas.
Jenna Schneider from Lodi, California.
Jessie Miranda from TURLOCK, California.
Kaylin Lastly from Salina, Kansas.
My name is Alexis Avalos, and I'm from Yucaipa, California.
Madison O'Brien, Zuni, Virginia.
Malia Sandy from Girard, Kansas.
Paige Biddle from Sacramento, California.
Reese McCrary from Sacramento, California.
My name is Sadie Leatherman, and I'm from Couts, Indiana.
Shay Hoover, Potwin, Kansas.
And welcome back to the City Ball Diamond here. Top of the 7th we go. Larks in front by 5, 11-6. Lexi Sanborn, Shorty Castillo, Mika Trevino, all due up here as Kaylin Lastly back into pitch. On top of the 7th, what has been an action-packed game. Pop up. Malia calls for it, and first pitch swinging is an out as the ball popped to Malia at second base. 1 away for Shorty Castillo. Castillo 0 for 2, drew a walk. And Castillo's first pitch that she sees is the ball. There's a strike right down the pipe from Kalen. And our count 1-1. That one stays high and away. Our count 2 balls, 1 strike. That's on the ground at Malia. Malia does make the play. And Malia's had a busy day lately. And there's 2 outs. Malia's had 6 putouts so far in the afternoon. Nico Trevino coming up here. And that's lifted left side. Sadie can't come up with it. And Trevino will pull into second with the double. And that brings up right fielder Danny Crumpler, who is 0 for 2. Said he kind of got her feet twisted out there. Not sure what to do. Wind knocked it down. And Trevino gets the cheap double. And that's fouled off to the fence. 1 strike. That went downstairs. A good block by Reese. And our count evens up at a ball and a strike. That one fouled back to the fence. Crumpler quickly behind 1-2. Time called as Castillo tying a shoe. Always important to make sure they're laced up. That one in the dirt. Has a skip away from Reese. And Trevino taking third on the wild pitch. Kalen deals. Strike 3 called in her half, and that will do it. Our final score here from Game 1, the Larks winning 11-6. We'll be back with the start of the second game right here on the Lark Network.